All right, welcome to the comic book shop of doom here on awesomestreaming.com. Here's something that happened over New Year's Eve and the holiday. Okay, Dana White, the big wig that runs the UFC, he got caught in Mexico. Him and his wife got into a fight at a party. They were both really, really drunk, and they both were slapping each other. So now the guy's got the connotation of being a wife beater, and his boss, Ari Emanuel, has to decide what to do with him. And the irony is, Dana White's about to debut a new TV show. They got a slapping show where it's like some kind of slapping championships. So Ari Emanuel runs Endeavor. They're the company that bought the UFC. And it's like, okay, do you fire them? Do you suspend them? Do you make them go to anti violence counseling and stuff like that? And does he have a say over his wife too? Probably not, because she don't work for him, but the husband does. So nowadays in the world of 24/7 cameras, this got caught, and it makes them look bad. And even though the wife and Dana White both apologized, and they've been married like 20 some years, got like 3 kids. It's still bad. I mean, society frowns on this. And what do you do? Do you fire the guy? Do you suspend him? Like I said, do you make him go to counseling? It's a hard one to say, especially when now that they got this project coming up where they're going to do the slap fight league, which I think is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. But these guys will market it, and it'll probably make money because the kids are idiots and they'll watch it. But I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's really, really hard to bounce out of this. I mean, do you put the league on hold for a couple of months until this blows over? And then if it does get brought up, you do have a backup plan where you say that, hey, Dana, look, go to a couple of counseling sessions with your wife. We'll videotape the stuff, so if anybody thinks it's fake, we got proof. And go to a legit counselor. And I mean, what do you do then? I mean, it's like I said, this is hard to get out of this. There's no easy fix. And nowadays, with the cancel culture, I mean, you mess up like this, they want you out of the world completely. Your career is done. And this guy is, he's still a minority owner of UFC. So it's not like he's an employee that they could just fire him and give him 6 months on unemployment and never see him again. He has a piece of the company, and I mean, it could get dirty where if they start screwing him around, he could start screwing them around too if he has a piece of the company. So it's like I said, there's no easy fix. What would I do? I mean, I said what I would do basically. I would have him go to counseling, pull the show, and debut it in a couple of months. And then if it gets brought up again, hey, we went to counseling, we were drunk. And I would also do an Alcoholics Anonymous too. I mean, if maybe he's got a problem with liquor, I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy personally. I think UFC sucks under his leadership. It was good when they first took it over and they got like the Ultimate Fighter, but then after that, they haven't been able to build anybody. You get once in a blue moon, you'll get a guy like Conor McGregor who knows how to talk crap from like watching wrestling, and he can set up his own angles, but they just throw these unnamed fighters out there with no build up. And they're making a majority of their money from pay-per-views and the bars. They charge the bars like $5,000 to hold those shows on pay-per-view to bring in people because it generates beer and food sales and stuff. And if you get caught pirating those shows where you got it on a pay-per-view and you're not paying for it, they go after you, they sue. So it's rough, man. It really is. And then UFC was bought for an insane amount of money. I forgot the actual figures. I want to say $5 or $6 billion. I don't think it was worth that at all either. I mean, they got their little game where we can make it up here, 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 here. Well, that's a lot of money, and when you have to borrow that kind of money to buy it, that puts you in the hole. So it's hard. Here it says their operating profit was 196 million, up 45% year over year. So the year before that, they only made like $100 million. So all the money going into it to keep it running, it's an expensive business. Everybody have a good day.